What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pete Perspective. My name is Pete, and if you are new to the channel, I just want to say welcome to you. Today we're going to be doing a really quick unboxing of the brand new iPhone 13 Pro. Again, really quickly, I typically get the silver. This year, for whatever reason, Graphite was speaking to me. I am actually going to be giving my 12 Pro that I currently have. It's silver. I'm going to give that to my wife, and then I'm gonna rock out with this 13. But hey, if you're new here, again, I just wanna say welcome. Consider subscribing to the channel. We talk about design, branding, business strategy, all that good stuff. So first and foremost, you can sort of see they nixed the plastic this year, right? They completely got rid of the plastic, and it's kind of cool. Like, I appreciate Apple's commitment to the environment. Like, a lot of companies aren't, you know, I unboxed an LG the other day, and to be honest with you, there's so much plastic, so much packaging. Now, it's a 4K monitor. I understand that, like, it has to come to you like intact, and so they need to make sure it does that. But if there's a way to make that happen with less packaging, I am all for it, 100%. Obviously, like, this thing is just the matte black box, as opposed to that plastic. You will see that really quickly they have these two pull tabs. So right there, you can sort of see the pull tabs here, and you just sort of have at it. So that's one. The other pull tab is here. So you get that bottom pull tab as well. I think it's really cool that Apple distinguishes between the white boxes and the black boxes for their Pro models. It's just a small detail, but it does matter, like, to me, part of the experience. And obviously, now that they've slimmed down their boxes, this was this way in the 12 series as well. The 12 Pro iPhone that I had, it came in a thinner box. And again, that's just to cut down on environmental waste, and like the fact that it doesn't come with the charger anymore. It's like they can now do that. They can ship it in smaller boxes. So that's something to appreciate. But taking the lid off, you are met right away with the graphite, and man, oh man, I almost don't want to put a case on it. I am putting a case on it, but geez, that is a work of art. That camera bump is absolutely ginormous. You can see it. It's like, man, about 30%, if not maybe 30-40% larger than the 12 Pro. So you're definitely getting a lot more camera than you did with the 12 Pro. If you have a 12, it might not be the best year to upgrade, but again, if you can do it, and these are products that are making you money, they're more of an investment than they are an expense, then you can pretty easily justify that. Yeah, the camera bumps are massive. I've heard a lot of people talk about how they go to place the new phone on the wireless Qi chargers, and they don't actually sit right, or they have to finesse and finagle and phalange the thing onto the Qi charger, just because this camera bump is actually kind of in the way. So again, we have the really nice frosted glass backs here, which is awesome. I love this look. And then you have this stainless steel band going around, which, as to be expected at this point, it's a fingerprint magnet, of course, but it just looks brilliant, and I love it. There was some shifting in the buttons, so I know the power button on the 13 got lower, and I do believe that the volume buttons here have gotten lower as well. So let's take the sticker off. Let's see. Put that off to the side. There you have it, a fresh iPhone screen. It does have a smaller notch. They say it's about 20% smaller, but your actual earphone that you're listening to, right, when you're listening and you're on a call, that has shifted inside of the band itself, of the stainless steel band. Previously, on the iPhone 12 Pros and prior, that was actually sitting like maybe a centimeter inside of the band, or inside of the bezel. Now that's actually pushed out to the furthest most point in the bezel. It might be hard to see there, but definitely, really interesting. I think it's uncertain whether or not Apple will eventually go notchless. I mean, the notch is what they're known for at this point. It really looks nice. It's hard to tell from this. exactly how small it is, but I just know a lot of people have said that they don't notice it or it's not a big deal. I'm in that camp. I really don't care too much about the notch. I appreciate that it's smaller. I think the notch that's on the 12 Pro and earlier is a bit large, and it always, like, there's space in between the camera module and then the speaker, and then, you know, the Face ID sensors that are in there. I always see the space, and so I'm always frustrated because from a design perspective, I really want them to minimize and eliminate that space to make it smaller. So that's what they did in this 13 Pro, which is very, very exciting. Just putting it down, yeah, just literally having it on its side. I mean, the thing barely, it's almost tilting towards you. Like, you know, it's probably gonna help with Face ID, to be honest, because if you're, you know, if your phone's laying on your desk and the camera bump is so massive that the phone is actually tilted a little bit towards you. And of course, inside the box, we have what you'd expect. So a standard USB-C to USB-C. I'm just kidding. All you Apple fans are like super hyped for a second. It's a USB-C to Lightning cable. We did not get USB-C again on the iPhones. I have no idea why. There was no real improvements to the Lightning cable, no faster data speed transfers and any of that stuff. So that's why a lot of people still want the USB-C iPhones, because they would be able to transfer data significantly faster. And of course we have AirDrop and all those sorts of things, but when you have a lot of files and you need to move them quickly, having something like a USB-C that you'd be able to transfer a lot of data really quickly would be super, super helpful. There are a couple like overarching 30,000 foot key features for this phone. Is 120 hertz. It's adaptive, so when you're looking at a web page, of course, it's gonna bump down your refresh rate, and then as you're scrolling and doing other things, it will kick in that 120 hertz, and you'll be able to enjoy that faster refresh rate. Another thing is ProMotion. It's one of those things that's gonna matter a lot to particular people who want to do big editing and like really like just filming. That's gonna matter to them. So ProRes is there. It's gonna take up a lot more storage, which is why they came out with the 1 terabyte storage option this year. Another great feature is cinematic mode. That one I'm excited to try, and of course macro mode. Cinematic mode is like one of those things where it's software that's actually creating some of that bokeh and rack focusing. You know, it's never gonna replace, I think, a real camera. I mean, potentially it could down the road, but right now it certainly is not up to par with what a point and shoot would be, or like a true heavy duty DSLR camera can do. But the fact that you can have like some of that rack focusing and bokeh and all that sort of stuff, like that stuff is really cool that you could have in your pocket. And sometimes you don't want to pull out your camera, you can pull out your iPhone 13. It's gonna be able to do all those things. And then the new macro mode, which right now with macro mode in particular, you actually have to get super close to your subject, and the iPhone will automatically transition into macro mode. Apple actually had released a news update just mentioning that they do plan on releasing a software update coming later this year to fix that. They actually do want to give you the option of choosing macro mode as an actual mode and not something that just kicks in on and off automatically that you don't really have a whole lot of say in it, which is the case right now. Apple wants to actually include that as a key feature that can be selected and toggled through, you know, on and off. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's a standard iPhone unboxing. I went with the graphite. I'm very excited about it. And yes, as always, you have a purpose and perspective unlike anything this world has ever seen. Never forget it. Tell somebody you love them today, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Sticking around, liking this video, commenting, subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot. Catch me on some of the other social platforms. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Pete__Rodriguez. You could also find me on Dribbble, Behance, and of course my website. And I just want you to know your perspective matters. This is our community. It's you and I. We're in it together, all right? I'll see you guys next time.